Hey guys, how's it going? It's Josh Lloyd here. Pre-game show for Tuesday's action in the NBA. I am just dropping a link in the chat for the trade deadline show, 1:30 p.m. East. And if you go across there, click on it and hit the thumbs up. I want to hit 500 likes before we go live. We're at 430, so I just need 70 people to go, and that's how maths work. You can go put that. Ooh, DeRozan's out today. Interesting. Hip injury. DeRozan out. Caruso, game time decision. Okay. DeRozan out. Watanabe out for the Nets. Kevin Durant not back until the All-Star break. Same with Zion until after the break. How's everyone going? Bit of news just dropping as we go live here. We'll go and do some dribble game. We'll talk to you about your questions. We'll look at lineups and injuries and everything that's going on that we need to talk about. We will do. Welcome everybody that is here. It's good to see you guys here. Let's go and have a look at... let's do dribble game. Let's start with that. I think that's a good way to just ease into the day. What have we got going on here? All right. Who is it? Kevin Garnett for Kevin Durant. Well, they obviously both played for the Nets. So who's the crossover net player? It's not D'Angelo Russell. Is it Joe Harris? Was he there with Garnett? No, he wasn't. Maybe it's a different angle. Maybe it's someone else I'm missing. Who's a long-tenured net that played with Durant? They didn't have many. If it's not Russell. It's not Harris. It's not Curry. It's not Irving. Harden, obviously not. Who am I missing here? Am I looking at a different angle here? Should I be looking at Durant in OKC, KG that way? Ooh, this is tough. Ooh, all right, chat, any help on this one? Perk. Yeah, that sucks, but it is. You're right. Don't like to talk about that guy. Thank you for that. That is a good one. Well done. You beat me today, dribble game. Let's look at lineups where we're at with that. We've so far got one lineup announced. It is the Magic. They're always early. Always early. Fultz, Harris, Wagner, Banchero, and Carter. Let's talk about other injuries, though. What do we know in this situation for today? Who's in, who's out? Let's check it out. RJ Barrett is back after last game's late scratch. So he is back. Bumba remains out. Chuma KK remains out. Trae Young is back. DeJounte Murray was listed questionable. He's in. Ingram and Valanciunas are both probable, but both game time decisions. I expect that they play. Dinwiddie and Finney-Smith aren't playing, but Ben Simmons is. TJ Warren is playing. He's not on the injury report on a back-to-back. Yuta Watanabe is out. Campaign is out. Shamet is out, but Booker is in. Seth Curry is out. DeRozan is out. Caruso's a game time. Pat Williams is probable. Ja Morant's in. Jamal Murray is questionable. That's interesting. Jokic, Gordon, and Caldwell Pope are all probable. Kyle Anderson and Gobert and McLaughlin are all questionable. Austin Rivers is suspended. Anthony Davis is probable. LeBron is questionable, but he is definitely playing. Austin Reeves is probable. And Lou Dort is out. Okay. What else have we got going on here? Any other new? Vanderbilt's questionable for tomorrow. Doncic, Bertans, Kleber, all out for the Mavericks tomorrow as well. So we've got all that information. So what are we waiting on? What are the big things we're waiting on today? Caruso, Jamal Murray, Gobert, and Anderson. And LeBron's going to play. We don't have to worry about that one. Good to see you guys here. How's everyone going? All right. Just going through these questions. There's a lot of dribble game questions, answers. What's my perception of Gafford's value the rest of this season and future seasons? I think he can be a top 100 guy the rest of this season. Future seasons, I'm not that convinced. I think he's okay as a starting center. He's not a guy I'd want to build around as a starting center. I think he's remember Marcin Gortat? Like that sort of a level player, but at maybe one step below. I wouldn't be looking at him long-term in dynasty leagues. I know we aren't streaming, but Cam Johnson, KCP, and Donald Hunter are on my 10-team ESPN Points League waiver wire and killing it right now. Any ads? You're in a 10-team league, and it's a points league, and all three of those guys, at least two of them, KCP and Cam Johnson, are not great points league players. DeAndre Hunter's a better points league than category league guy, but you're in a 10-10 league. I still think that, like, if that's the caliber of guy who are just sitting on your waiver wire, then you're going to have good players on your waiver wire rest of season. So I'd like to wait to see if I can get a top 80 guy, a top 70 guy appear, and I don't think any of those players are. Is Sexton an enticing ad after Thursday's deadline? Not to me. No, I actually don't believe he's a very good player, and they would need a couple of trades to happen, most likely Conley, for him to get value, and I'd like to wait and see if that happens, but my expectation is no. Mark Williams or Zach Collins? Mark Williams over Collins to me. Is Jalen Green a drop in an 8-team, 9-cat league? In an 8-team? Probably. It would really depend who you're adding, but obviously, if we're going standard rosters, you're going to have a lot of options available, and I think that Green, in that situation, can be droppable. I've got no idea, SG, of players who are on waiver wires who might become must-haves. There's literally no way of me telling you that, unless I wanted to mislead you, which I can't do. So we'll just wait and see what happens. Which two are you dropping if trade deadline makes people must-add? Horford, Anderson, Gafford, Williams. Jalen Williams. Who am I dropping out of those? I think that all four of those... to me, I think Gafford is the more secure of that group. I would consider all three of those guys as all three of those other guys are droppable. I probably would like Gafford, then Jalen Williams. Anderson's got an expiry date, and Horford is very much a back-end guy. Why do I say must roster instead of top 100 or top 20? I don't know, just terminology. It probably makes more sense for me to say top 100 or top 120, and I'll probably start to do that. If I have 7 ads, is leaving 4 for Thursday a smart idea? It's not just about leaving 4 for Thursday, Nikhil, as I've mentioned many times. It's about having them for the weekend as well, where the streaming options would be gigantic. They will be big streaming options on the weekend. So with 7, like you can make 1 or 2 ads here, no problem. No worries with that at all. But it's not about just leaving them only for Thursday. It's for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where the traded players are changing teams and not available. So you get situations like we had yesterday with Jaden Hardy and Josh Green going off, except you're going to have 20, 30 of those options available over those 3 days. Is DeRozan getting moved with this injury? Absolutely, Jack. Every injury means a trade is happening. DeRozan's probably already packed his bags. I'd say he's probably off to Charlotte for Mason Plumlee and Terry Rozier. That would be my guess. So DeRozan gone, absolutely finished, gone for sure. Do I think you can get anyone for Curry? Not anyone good. No, I don't think you can. Who's training for him? When he's going to be out at least 4 weeks, probably miss big chunk of your fantasy playoffs. No, you can't get anyone good. Is Eubanks a top 120 must-own guy through the All-Star break or just a low-end streamer? I think he's a low-end streamer. He's useful only until Nurkic returns. And he's just a back-end guy. Is OG Anunoby a fake injury? Well, it's only a fake injury, Aaron, and if you didn't watch him go up and then fall directly on his wrist underneath his body. Hard to fake that. Cruiser Hoops, welcome back, mate. Should you be worried about Jamal Murray's knee injury? What? Not really. He had an ACL tear. He's going to have some maintenance games, but he was just on my Sell High show. He's dominating at the moment. It's not impacting his play. You shouldn't be you shouldn't be panicking about it. Is Larry Nance a must roster in 10-10 points? Oh, I don't see that. No, not at all. Who do you have getting into the All-Star game with Steph and KD and Zion being out? So there's 3 replacements. What are they going to do? So let's say that there's 2 West, 1 East. I think it's going to be Fox will get in. I think Harden will get in. And I think the other one will probably... Who will be the other West replacement? Unless they put Kyrie as the West replacement and then chuck another East guy in. And then it'll be Jimmy Butler. I think. That'd be the 3 that I'd pick. Fox, Butler, Harden. And then Ant would be the other one, Anthony Edwards. Do I think dropping Collins for Vincent is the right move? No. McDaniel seems like a strong stream for tonight, tomorrow. Jaden or Jalen? I mean, sure, he's got no real upside, though, Jaden McDaniels. He never seems to really pop off consistently when players are out. Do I think Billy Donovan will open his eyes on Drummond? Yeah, he has opened his eyes on Drummond and realized that he's actually quite a bad player. He was very good yesterday against the Spurs, but Drummond is not that good. And Steve, are you just like this massive Drummond fan who thinks that Drummond's getting hard done by and needs this huge role? Because what do you mean open his eyes? Like, he's bad. He's not very good at all. He had a big game. He was great yesterday. Overall, he's bad. Is Jalen Williams a drop? Well, Jalen Williams isn't a person, so I don't know who you mean. You've got to be really careful with what you're talking about because there are two people called Jalen Williams on the same team and neither of them spell their name that way. So I don't know what you're talking about. Who do I like more for tomorrow? Vincent or DiVincenzo? I like Vincent more for tomorrow. Do I think the NBA needs expansion teams? I do. Yes. Woj is announcing right now the Nets aren't trading KD. I thought I saw something from him before. Is he on TV saying that? Durant will not play in the All-Star game. We just got that. No, I thought he said that they weren't going to trade him anyway. The Nets are telling teams they have no intention of moving him. Yeah. The Nets have a really important 48 hours to improve this team and give Kevin Durant a reason to stay in Brooklyn. Okay, cool. Sort of what we expected, I think. On Yahoo, 26 people added Dedmon and 23 people added Kessler Edwards. What do they know that we don't? Nothing. They don't know anything. With Kyrie returning tomorrow, I need to drop either Monk or Hayward. Who should I keep? I know Monk is on fire now, but I'm taking Gordon Hayward's role and secure minutes into consideration. That's a good question. I think I would drop Monk, but I'm not really that excited about Gordon Hayward. So I don't really think there's a wrong decision there. I don't think you're going to regret it either way. Mark Williams or Gafford if Plumlee gets traded? Williams. DJ says, do I miss you? Of course, DJ. Love you. Vincent or Eason ahead of the deadline? 14-team category, long-term rest of season. Well, Vincent's value is only with Lowry out, and Eason's value is non-existent because they aren't trading Jabari Smith. I still probably prefer Eason because in 14-team leagues, even in 20 minutes, he can be that guy, whereas Vincent's going to oscillate back and forth. I'd rather Eason. Is LeBron breaking the record tonight? I hope he is, because I believe their next game is on Thursday, and that will sort of like get mushed into the trade deadline. Let me double check that. That's against the Bucks. Yeah, they're on Thursday. I prefer that he breaks it today, so we don't have to worry about it on the deadline show. Good that Durant's not playing the All-Star game, though. How do they improve that team without trading Simmons? Probably means Simmons is on the go. Yeah, but who's taking on Simmons? To trade Simmons away, you have to give up stuff. You have to give up first-round picks. Yeah, how do you do it, though? How do you get off Simmons? That's a tough thing. Is Jalen Williams the Bronco a drop, Alessandro? No. Not in general, no. Is Larry Nance better in points league than category league? No, it's actually the opposite. Who's the drop? Finney Smith, Cam Johnson, or Duran? I don't know what sort of league this is, but Duran is not remotely close to those guys. He's so far ahead of those two that the order is Duran, Johnson, DFS. But again, you've given me no context, and it's really hard to do. Do I remember Uzi? Yeah, where's Uzi? Uzi and No Peas, who used to be in these live streams pre-game, just like being weird. Is Obi doing well today? Yeah, he's pretty good, Hamburglar. Is Burks a drop? Yeah, probably. Ben Simmons equals first round and rotation player. What do you mean? You're not getting a first round pick back for Ben Simmons. Like to get off of Ben Simmons, you need to give first round and rotation. That's what I mean. Like if you're trading Simmons, who are you getting back? Like it's a dump to get rid of him. Do I drop Jabari Smith or Gordon Hayward for Precious in a 12-team standard points league? Both Jabari and Gordon Hayward are drops, but I wouldn't be using an ad necessarily on Precious at this point. Where is today's pick? I don't know what that means. Thomas says 16 points. Kyrie and CP or Bam and Butler? Really easy way to check this, Thomas. Look at what they average. Look at what they average over recent times, over the last month, 2 weeks. Add them up and see how you go. That's how points league works. I don't know how your points league system works. You do. It's really easy to see this stuff. Game of the day today is Bron breaking the record. I think you'll go for it today. To be honest, I think you'll get it today. And my game of the day for today, well, it's got to be LeBron. We've got to watch LeBron. Like you got to watch that. Otherwise, I'm really interested in the Denver-Minnesota game. Hopefully Gobert plays. That would be my other one to watch. Well, Atlanta Pelicans will be okay. What does Dedmon going to the Spurs mean for the trade deadline? Nothing. Dedmon's washed. He wouldn't play ahead of Collins. No, he wouldn't. He's like a 34-year-old washed up big man. He's not even as good as Charles Bassey probably at this point. That he wouldn't play. Has Cam Johnson now just become a points and three streamer? Well, he's not really ever been much more than that. The difference is that he's able to do it at elite efficiency with really good field goal percentage and good free throws. He's never going to be a big assist guy. You'll never get assists. He's never going to be a usage player or get blocks. He can get steals, but realistically, his points and threes, he's Michael Porter Jr. He's points and threes with good efficiency. That's all he has been, and nothing has really changed there. All right, so Clarence, LeBron's getting it tonight with the NBA script. How do you reckon he's going to do it? Do you reckon he's going to pull out a skyhook? I hope so. If it's a free throw, I think that should be the official nail in the coffin for banning all free throws. Oh, you can't ban free throws, Josh. It's important to the game. Should you stop streaming if your last guy is a top 80 player in a 9-cat league? Yeah. There's no need to. Like in the playoffs, things will get a little bit different, but you'll more likely be able to open a streaming spot through injury than dropping a top 80 player. Dedmon will get bought out, I reckon. I reckon too. I don't think there's no impact at all. The Kessler Edwards ones is interesting because they've got no threes or fours at all on that team. And he's honestly their best one behind Murray and Barnes. It's not saying much because the other guys is Casey Okpala, but he's their best 3-4. Alessandro, go watch my buy low, sell high show. Did a whole probably 5-minute segment on Franz Wagner in that. What do I make of the Clippers rotation? I don't understand why Jackson and Morris play over Kennard and Rocco. Me either. I think Morris is highly overrated. Covington's a little bit washed. I can get Morris playing over Covington, but I think Kennard is pretty important, and I don't know why they don't play him that much. LeBron needs 36. John Nam, do I watch every game? No, and if anyone tells you they do, they're lying. It is impossible to watch every moment of every game. I watch games during the day, and I flick back and forth, but I pick certain things that I'm watching during the day. I cannot watch every moment of every game, and if anyone tells you they do, they are lying. It is impossible to do. A Cum Thomas comp. Are we calling him Cum Thomas? I'm actually here for it. What's a Cum Thomas comp? Worst passing Jordan Clarkson. Buff Jamal Crawford. It's upside stuff. I don't know. Chug a beer when you hit 60K. Yeah, let's get to 60 then. I'll do it. Is Bruce Brown a 14-team cat hold? Yeah, absolutely. He's a 12-team hold. Do I think Killian has rest of season upside? Or was that heater he was on for 2 months a flash in the pan? No, I think he's actually a pretty solid player. And yeah, I think he's worth having. The Burks thing is nonsense. We already saw it get reversed yesterday. And I don't know whether that continues, but I think there is value in Killian. I have a feeling Dinwiddie is getting moved again. The only thing with moving Dinwiddie is he can't be traded unless it's a one-for-one trade. You can't aggregate his salary in another deal. That's, I think, why they were trying to do a three-way deal, is because they wanted to sort of aggregate to get other guys in. But now you can only put Dinwiddie in a trade one-for-one. You can't add him with other salaries. My rest of season thoughts on a Kongwu in a 10-team league. You don't want to have him in a 10-team league. There's no point in that. He's a backup center stuck at 20, 21 minutes a night. And in a 10-team league, the value off your waiver wire is so much better than holding someone waiting for someone else to get injured. I don't think that's worth it. Where is today's pick? I honestly have no idea what you're asking me. Hold Looney in a 12-team points league? Don't know, Rube, you need to have a look at your fantasy points, but off the top of my head, no. Like, I don't know why Looney would be even in consideration for 12-team points leagues, let alone someone that I'd hold when there are better waiver options available. But maybe your system is very different. What are we waiting? We just got the Knicks lineup confirmed. Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall, Sims. They keep going with Sims. Wow, Durant hasn't played an all-star game since 2019. That's crazy. He's turning into what Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry used to be. Always injured in February. There was a pattern where they were injured every year in February. And now Durant's been injured the last 4 Februaries. That's pretty crazy. So we're still waiting on Ingram, Valanciunas, Caruso, Jamal Murray, Kyle Anderson, Rudy Gobert, and LeBron. But LeBron's playing. Well, what's this article? Kyrie Irving felt disrespected in Brooklyn, wants to be celebrated in Dallas. Okay, mate. All right. Holy shit, look at this. You ready for a stat? Kawhi Leonard has played more games with the Clippers than Kevin Durant has with the Nets. Wow. Wow. What? That is crazy. I can't believe that's true. Far out. You saw someone on Twitter questioning me, saying that Cam Thomas is the biggest sell high. It wasn't one person. There were many, many people questioning me, saying Cam Thomas is a sell high. I think people don't understand what I mean by sell high. And then anytime you see a sell high execute, well, it's a taco league. It doesn't count. People react to things crazily. I had someone tell me, well, what Cam's doing is completely sustainable. Okay. He's going to average 40 plus points on 60% 3-point shooting with 50% usage. It's just not sustainable. All right. Have I ever grown my hair out? Yes. Lots of times. Had it down to my shoulders at one point. All dyed blonde down to my shoulders. Won't be doing that again. Do I trust Barrett or Trey Murphy tonight? I'll never trust RJ Barrett, so I'll take Trey Murphy. I'd like the Clips to somehow nab Naz Reid. I think that would be a great fit, to be honest. And who's a realistic good point guard for them? They should be in the market for guys like Van Vliet. They should be trying to get him. Mike Conley would go really well there. They're the guys that they should get, I think. Don't know how they're going to do it. Do I think the minutes stick for Killian? I'm not convinced because I don't trust the Pistons. If I had to look at everything logically, then yes, I would suggest that. And I think he probably is worth a grab. I wouldn't have dropped him to begin with, but I think he is worth a grab. The Nets trade of Kessler Edwards involves the draft rights of David Michonneau. Wow, second round legend. Oh, Cam Thomas sound drop idea. I've got a sound drop idea for Cam Thomas. I'll put it up. You'll hear it later tonight. Do the Blazers play today? Do I get to play my new favorite sound drop? My Dame Lillard one?
Oi, Damo, give us your lighter.
Oh, man. Would Bones play 28 in Detroit? I don't think so. Would he play over Jade and Ivy? No. Would he play over Hayes? Maybe. Maybe he'd play 28 in Detroit. Maybe. Who would they trade him for? Killian? Maybe. Yeah, he could. That is possible. I don't know how Ivy and Bones together would go. Ingram and Valanciunas playing. I don't know how Ingram. I don't know how Ivy and Highland will go together. I think it would be a horrendous defensive backcourt. And yeah, I'd be really worried about that. But yeah, that is possible. Yeah. Do I think Pirtle will end up staying in San Antonio? No, I don't. Who have I been most surprised about this season wrong about? Well, I was wrong about Jalen Smith, but I was also not surprised because I don't think he's good, right? And I never thought he was good, but I definitely was wrong about him. I was wrong early in the season on Bol, but my overall thoughts on him ended up being 100% correct. I was definitely surprised with him early in the season. I wasn't wrong on Lowry Markkinen, but I'm surprised at how much better he's been. I also was pretty high on Shea, but not this high. I don't know if you count them as wrong or right. Yeah. Was Simmons worth activating today? Does he have a minutes restriction? I would say he has a minutes restriction. I don't think that you'd necessarily need to activate him. Josh, can you settle a debate? Maybe. Let's have a look. Is KD and Bane for Levine, Claxton, and PJ veto-worthy in a points league? One team is in first, the other must win to make playoffs. I'm going to guess that the team it's must win to make playoffs is trading away KD. I can't see why this would be veto-worthy. KD's not playing. He might not play for 4 weeks. More, I don't know. Like, people really love getting erect over pushing veto. What's wrong with this? KD literally might not play for 4 weeks. So which side do you think is wrong? Which side is... I can't look at that and go, yeah, well, there's definitely this huge value chasm. Who's the best player here? KD? Who's second best? Levine. One on each side. Who's next best? Probably Bane, but he's probably similar to Claxton. And then you throw in PJ, and then there's the injury situation with KD. I don't see a problem with it. Could it be lopsided? Sure. Doesn't look wrong, though. The best spot for Bones would be on a bad team where they give him minutes and usage and let him cook. Whether, I don't know. And I think that's probably where he goes, because I don't know what bad team gets him. Maybe he goes to Toronto as part of a Fred VanVleet deal. If the Spurs dump Richardson for picks, can we see Branham hit 12-team value? It's possible, yes. We have to remember at the moment, though, Branham's getting value because Vassell's out. He's still out for a while. Trey Jones is out. Romeo Langford's out. Jeremy Sohan's out. A lot of players out for Branham to get there. But Richardson on a healthy team was only playing 24 minutes. So Branham might only play 24, 25 minutes. He would probably need one other guy out. He could do it, though. Who's the MVP at the moment? I've got Jokic at the moment. If you had to build an NBA team today, if you're building an NBA team today, who would you rather, Edwards or Ja? That's a really good question. I would have been absolutely no doubt Ja on that one, but Edwards has stepped it up a lot. I love what he's doing extra defensively. I love his evolution in passing. My worry with Ja is, forget all the off-court stuff, which is annoying. The injury stuff is really worrying to me with Ja. The reckless play, the consistent lower body stuff is the worry there. I might take Ant, but I don't really know. That's like a off the top of my head answer, but I don't know. I don't know what, though. Is Mark Williams an elite stash for Thursday? SJ, welcome to the show for the first time. We've been talking about Mark Williams as a stashable player for weeks now, and as a must-stash player for about 10 days. So yes. Yeah, KD is out at least until the All-Star break. So, again, he might not play in February, KD. That's, again, making that trade totally okay. I picked up Kevin Porter off waivers for Olynyk, a good move. Yeah, look, that's a reasonable use of a waiver ad. I don't know when Porter's coming back. Maybe he doesn't come back for another few more weeks. But that's a really good ad. Josh Green or Josh Howard, who will end up as a better Josh in Dallas? Josh Howard was really good for a period of time. I don't know if Green's going to have that much juice, but he's interesting. Where do I think Porter will land? I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Dallas should go for him. Toronto should go for him. I think he's a really good player. And some of his numbers this season are skewing the player he can be. I think he's a really good player. How's my Locked On Fantasy Bowl going? My points league team is going bad. My category league team is pretty good. I'm in the top half there. I'm going to make the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. And I think we're going okay. We're starting to get strong now. We started off slow because I had Jaren Jackson, so I was out for the first few months there. But we're going all right in the category league one. Is Bones Highland a mustache? I'm not sure about that. I'm not 100% convinced that he is going to have this huge role. I don't mind it as a stash. I'm not 100% convinced. Has there been any update on OG? Yes, he is out for Wednesday. And we're getting close to the end of this show, so just be aware of that. We're getting out of here in a few minutes. Checking in for more information. Said Ingram and Valanciunas, we know. We don't have any lineups for any games apart from the early one. Devin Booker is back. We're still waiting on Jamal Murray, Alex Caruso, Kyle Anderson, Rudy Gobert. They're the big names that we're still waiting on to see whether they actually are available for us to play. So we will wait and see. Is there any team where Vanderbilt could get 30 minutes after a trade? I don't think he's a 30-minute player, just wherever he goes. I think he's probably tops out as a 27-minute-a-night player, but his offensive deficiencies probably do end up limiting that quite a bit. So even if he went to the best situation in the world, I don't really know where he gets 30. I think there's a real chance he gets traded and maybe into a situation where he can be a 12-team league guy. So I don't mind a stash of him. I'm not fully into it, but I don't mind a stash of him. But I'm not sure he's ever going to get 30. Do I think Bane is a better player than Hero? I think I do, yeah. If I had to guess, when does KD return? Let's say the 1st of March. I don't know whether they play a game on that day, but that's my guess. Do I think Trey will reach round 1 value this season? No, I don't. Is there a chance that in the fantasy playoffs, Trey is a top 12 player? Yes. But for the season, no. And that is going to take us out of here. All right. I'll see you guys later on for the recap show. It's been good to have you guys here chatting about the NBA and all of that good stuff. Hit thumbs up on the way out. Hit thumbs up on the trade deadline show. We are less than 2 days away from that kicking off. I'll see you guys soon.